Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have the top 5 SPAC stocks. So I'm going to jump right into it as soon as I can here. But first, I just ask that you smash that like button, hit that. Appreciate it greatly. Also, feel free to comment below if I miss any details. The way I'm going to lay out this video is essentially I'm going to talk through high level, like what this company is, right? Who they're merging up with next, just a quick catalyst. And then I'll jump into the technical analysis from a high level as well. Keep everything high level on this channel. I like to jump right into the information. And this is strictly for informative purposes only. Do your own due diligence. I am not an expert, and that is my disclosure to you. Also, feel free to subscribe to the channel. You get weekly uploads from yours truly, including videos like this, and access to a free Discord link in the description. Before I get started, feel free to buy my course, right? Sign up for Webull today, sign up for Robinhood today, buy my merch, all that bullshit. Maybe someday I will do a course and things like that, but let's save it for the end of the video, all right? Let's get into the meat, man. So the platform that I'm using is called Thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade. That is the trading software I prefer. All of them are the same. I just like this interface a little bit more. Link up above to get you started. It's all free. I'm not affiliated. Check it out. Here's Foley, Trasimene, ticker symbol BFT. Now, these are all SPAC plays. These are special purpose acquisition companies. Essentially what they are, they're companies with just a bunch of cash. They don't have any true profitability. These companies are solely formed with the intent of acquisitioning another company, bringing them public, and raising capital. So just keep all that in mind. Again, here's BFT. BFT has a merger upcoming with Paysafe that is expected in Q1 of 2021. Okay, Paysafe is a big company, a lot of potential. So here's BFT. Again, what I'm going to do in this video is highlight key support and resistance levels. Just keep it very high level. Right now I'm on the 4-hour chart. Really quickly off the bat, you know, this is generalized. I'm seeing a support level about that 1367 mark, and I'm seeing a nice resistance about that 1604 mark. It has struggled to break there previously. Now if I zoom in a little bit closer here, let's go on the 20-day, right? You can see where it is generally tested around those areas. And then if we go a little bit even closer here, you can see we had a wick top out around here that is identifying potentially a new resistance level. It got rejected and pulled back down. What I'd like to see is if it can stay within these bounds in intraday opportunity. Another thing I want to look for too is if this can continue to sell off, can it break this support level at about 1370? If it breaks that, I don't foresee it going much further, but if it does, I think that next major test will be around this previously identified support level at about $12.75. What I'm going to do for this company, again, I'm going to keep it easy, guys. I'm going to set an alert just above where the current price action is at. Why am I doing that? Because I'm making this an automated process. If it starts to climb up in price and approach that current resistance level at about, again, 1550, it will tell me what's going on. I can check in, check my app, see where the stock is at. So there's one alert. The next one I'm going to set for bearish indications, right? So I'm going to set an alert there, at or below, and hit that. Now I'm going to back up here to the 4-hour chart. This is the 180-day chart, like I said. Utilizing my other indicators, my RSI indicator, we're about halfway up there. Not the best buying position right now, and it is dipping a little bit. Also, one thing I do want to really hone in on here is the MACD indicator. This is my moving average convergence divergence indicator. That is the last one down here. Now, one way to use this indicator, essentially, it depicts momentum. Currently, it's in green territory. Yes, generally for this span of time with price action, it has generally been in positive direction. However, we're seeing those bars starting to regress, and we're seeing if these two lines will test each other, right? So these are your two lines that you use with your MACD indicator. When they cross over, it's either signs of a reversal in the positive or negative direction. Either way, those lines are approaching. My bars are descending. My RSI is halfway up the indicator, and we're about halfway in between that currently identified key support and resistance level. So I will set my alerts in both directions, and we'll see where it goes. Next, we have APXT. This is Apex Technology Acquisition. So they're expected to be merging with a company known as AvePoint in Q1 of 2021. Let's see if that happens. I think there's great potential here. And if you look at this chart, it does look like it has been increasing. Now, one thing I am slightly noticing here, and this was called out in our Discord channel today, is essentially we're starting to see signs of a potential flag here. Now when we were looking at this flag in Discord, it was difficult to tell whether or not it has broken through. It looks like it has, but again, things are a little unclear with this stock. RSI indicator doesn't look favorable, and the MACD is kind of flatlining. So I really don't know where this stock is going next. And then, you know, if I want to look at it in other directions as well, right? If I want to look at other indications that we're seeing here, I'm seeing a very key resistance level about that, you know, $15.30 mark. As you can see, we triple topped it here 1, 2, 3 times, and I'll zoom in a little bit easier. right? So we found a lot of resistance around that, current resistance level at about that $15. 30-cent mark, and then we're also seeing again that support. I mean, it's creating higher lows, but still, last time it bounced off about that $13.78 mark. So what I'm going to do for this, again, I think it's in a testable region right now, but it's still not clear. It seems very, unknown and speculative what could happen. So I'm going to send an alert again, just above that currently identified resistance level at about 1530. I'm going to put it at 1535. And then I'm also going to set an alert just below this crossing point on this flag here. And I want to see if it can reverse that trend or start to identify different signs of a pattern. So share your thoughts below what you think this is. Do you think this is a flag pattern or not? It's really, we had difficulty, telling in the chat. Again, share that below in the comments. Let's take a further look. Last, we have VGAC. This is VG Acquisition Corp or Virgin Acquisition Corp. So Virgin, very successful company. Richard running this with his executive team. Company looks great. They're going to be diving into multiple sectors that they're already familiar with. So they're going to be in like renewable energies and technology, multiple things like that. So they're expected to be acquisitioning another company, being that they're SPAC. Now there is speculation they're looking to disrupt a little bit of the EV market with a battery service project, and they would essentially be the middleman for this effort. And they'd be funneling companies that are, more the household names like your Fords, your GM companies, things like that. So they'll kind of be that middleman for that battery as a service program. This platform is substantial for trying to at least compete with Tesla. So this is big things to consider. And I like the way the stock is looking right now. Now, recently it has gone on the market, so it's fairly new. It just has gone public. I'm seeing right off the back a nice key support level, generally about that $11.07 mark. And then we saw a nice resistance at about this $12.28 mark. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit further here. Let's take a look at the 5-day 15. And actually it's back up to the 20-day. So yeah, as you can see, we bounced off there, rejected, and we're seeing, a little bit of resistance around here as well. This is essentially a double or triple top, you could argue, at least in the interim, at about that $12 mark, $11.89 mark. So I think it's, slightly going to get tested around here, and we'll see what happens from there. Again, I'm going to set my alerts indicating either bullish or bearish, momentum. So at or below, I'm going to set one around this resistance level, probably right above it there, at or above. All right, next we have Switchback Energy, ticker symbol SBE. So Switchback Energy, they'll be undergoing a merger with ChargePoint, and that is expected Q1 of 2020. So ChargePoint is, they're essentially the dominant leader in the whole EV charging market space. So they own about 70% of that charging industry, something we should really pay attention to. This is a very good company to look into. I think it would be a secure investment. So let's look closer in here. So here's the 180-day chart for SBE. What I'm noticing right off the bat here is a key support level at about that $33.33 mark. And then we're noticing a key resistance at about this $42.80 mark. How do I know that? Quickly, what I can do here is I will show you guys where it is found that as a resistance, right? So it found it as a resistance about twice here. We call that a double top, and then it found a support here 1, 2, 3 times, triple bottom, and you can argue also 4 right here where it did find it as a previous resistance, and that became a new support. Anyways, here's what I'm seeing. One thing I want to note today is that we did see some nice intraday movement. The stock is up about 16% at close. Pretty impressive. Market opened up. We saw quite a bit of a dip, and then we saw a pump up the rest of today. So this is the 1-day chart. Now, I was watching this closely on Discord with others, and yeah, we did see it pump up nonstop. We saw this huge surge at the end of the day, and typically with that follows a sell-off, and that's what we saw. So right now, this stock is kind of in some unknown territory. I'm curious to see what it will do following tomorrow. So now the key thing to note here too is that this has broken through this previously identified strong resistance that it has double topped at previously. So since we had that breakthrough, we are experiencing some new price action. We did receive new all-time highs as well towards those very last about 30 minutes of the market. So I was watching this closely today with others in Discord, like I mentioned, and we were watching this close. It was pretty insane to watch. And again, we followed with that tail off. What can we see next? So I think it could find, again, this resistance that it broke as a new support. So I'll send an alert about that area there at or below to see if it drops down, and it does look like it did get rejected about here at that $46.66 mark, essentially where the all-time high was. So I'd set an alert about there to see if it starts to push back up. All right, next we have GHIV. This is Gores Holdings. So this company is pursuing a merger with a company known as United Wholesale Mortgage. So this is essentially a leading mortgage company that comes second to a company known as Rocket Mortgage. So this is pretty significant to note. This is a pretty small niche in this market space, and this is something that can really be taken over quickly. But I know generally speaking, this is going to be a substantial merger. So let's pay attention to that. So right away, I'm seeing a support level at about that $10.50 mark, and then I'm seeing a pretty key resistance level. I'm going to highlight one both here at that 11.4 mark and also here at that 11.88 mark, since it topped off there recently. Now, the reason why I put it here is because we did hit it more than once versus this location here. So we have bounced off 11.40 about twice, 11.30 twice. That is identifying a pretty substantial resistance level. And then if we zoom in a little bit closer here, let's go to the 5-day. Yeah, you can see we've generally stayed within these bounds. So this one's pretty easy, guys. Right off the bat, what I'm going to do again is I'm going to set an alert where it's found support here before. And I'm going to come up just a little bit above that here, create alert at or below. Same goes for resistance, but I'm going to go a little bit above where the price is consolidating here just to see if it can break through and start uptrending. So those are the top 5 SPACs for this week. I hope this video added value. If it did, smash that like button. Also comment below if I missed any key details or catalysts. Again, this video is meant to be high level, just to do a quick technical analysis with you guys, give you a key, catalyst for each one of these companies, upcoming merger dates, things like that. So again, share below what your thoughts and opinions are. Also, feel free to subscribe to the channel. What you get is weekly uploads, and also you get free access. What you get is Also, feel free to subscribe. What you get is weekly uploads and access to a free Discord channel. Link in the description. Good luck to you guys the rest of this week. Happy holidays and happy trading.